everybody, this is Dave Nassi over here at Next Level Guitar, doing my best to try to bring you this inspired by lesson today. I gotta admit, this is one of the most challenging ones that I've done, and I'm kind of into it because it's such a cool guitar player, and there's a lot of great stylistic things that go on here, and a lot of influence that has happened over the years, and we're just gonna dive right on in. Hey everybody, please do me the biggest favor of all. All you gotta do is click on this link that you see below in that YouTube text box. You knew I was gonna say it. It's full of so much good information, and all you gotta do is click on that link. What will you get? You're gonna get a free ebook. You're gonna get a lesson that is not available on YouTube. That coinciding ebook, great scale shapes, chord diagrams, all the info that you need, you know it, and all you gotta do is just click that link. We're gonna go into the riff that I was playing at the top of the video. Kinda centered around a G minor 7 chord. And we're gonna get a lot of double stops that are happening here. That's my D and my G string right there, right? Now what's cool about this, you know, we're thinking G minor. I'm gonna go for establishing the Dorian tonality though. So if I'm talking G minor, I'm thinking of the, you know, key of F here, because all our theory buffs out there that have watched all these videos on the website, nextlevelguitar.com, have gone and looked over all the mode study that we've all done, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. So you could always refer to those if you do have any questions. Now, what I want to think about doing is a pivoting low note, just driving it with my middle finger. A little bit of a hybrid thing going on to get that. Now the tricky thing about that is I'm not hitting the 5th string at all, and I'm just executing the 3rd and the 4th string. Now I'm going to slide that double stop, right? And I'm going to maybe think about taking it into this 4th chord. That's the interval I'm referring to, that's the spaces between my notes. So really I've got this. Really classic sound from this band. We all know that. It just already carries itself into something else. Now that's just a cool way to mess around with a riff. You know, it's really inspiring to hear how you can take this and really have that be gritty and nasty and driving, and it's just a classic, cool sound. Really, really good sound. I have this theory that a lot of songs from a long time ago, and all the good ones have been used, it seems like, because I can't think of any of them, have all been using these great riffs that focus on double stops or those 2-note chords all up the middle of the guitar, man. I mean, think of... I'm not playing it in the key, but you get all these different cool sounds. So many... great songs. So many good songs and classic rock sounds, you know, that have been used doing that. So we're just driving the bass note, so as a single guitar player we can keep our key and keep the feel of our song. That's what's really going on there, in amongst all my crazy movement. Alright, so let's talk about some cool soloing techniques that we could do. We're going to pivot off the G string here for a minute. So the frets that I'm going to think of, I'm playing all open notes in between my fretted notes. They're open G notes. I have 15, 12, 10, 8, 7, 5, and 3. Just keep it really simple. I'm going to hit 2 open notes between a series of 2 fretted notes. Now, depending upon where I land, that's, you know, that's going to affect the cool factor, but mainly what I'm thinking of is just really getting comfortable with that. It's kind of weird to play anything quickly when we've got open strings, the timing and the coordination between the right and the left hand, you know, making sure that we're landing at the same time and everything is nice and clean. Reverse the direction, who cares? And when you mute it, it sounds really cool. So that's kind of neat, and we're resolving to this Dorian tonality, or this more G minor tonality here. Let's talk about another cool lick that we can use. We're going to use this scale shape now. You just said, Dave, that you're in the key of F, not G minor, but I'm using a G minor pentatonic. Well, pentatonic is the same intervals as our Dorian scale. Dorian is our second mode. We're going to get out of that a little bit. We don't want to hang out there too much in theory world. I'm feeling too caffeinated and I just want to rock. But the main point of it is pentatonic scale is the same intervals as Dorian. That Dorian scale is functioning off of G as an F. Again, refer to some of these other lesson tapes that we have that talk about theory. I've done a bunch. Dave's done a bunch. They're just all over the site, and it's cool to hear how everybody does their own interpretation of it. The scale is this. Did a weird one. The scale is this. The scale can also be this. Some fun licks using both of those kind of shapes. Now, this guitar player will do a really nice pattern into some blues play, and a lot of the times it is this one. Now, this type of pattern, definitely indicative of European style guitar players from that time. I think American interpretation of it turned it into this, where you do an upstroke, start on the third string and end on the fourth. Way more aggressive, just, you know, kind of a different feel. This to me is way smoother, and the fingering is different. I'm using my middle finger on G. Down, down, up, down, down, up, I'm using it too. And you get that sweeping kind of effect with your right hand. Now we can do this throughout pentatonic. Now if I want to use this Dorian tonality, I've got some neat pull-off type of movement that I can use with these. It's this really strong sounding note there that's going to give it that characteristic. So let's think of a nice slow lick here. We're going to go like this. Maybe do that 4 times or so. From there, we're going to carry into this nice little blues lick. Right? That was cool. I kind of changed it up on you, didn't I? Now what I want to do is this kind of pull-off pattern. That's a great sounding lick. I'm raking into it. Now that's going to carry me somewhere, right? So I have really cool blues note. Got that in there. So to make this more complete and something to practice, here we have. Raking into that, we're going to play 3 notes ascending. Then I'm going to go back to this third finger. I'm going to strike this with a downstroke. I'm going to hammer to pinky and pull down to my index. That's really the feel of that. When you mix that with you get a nice sound, you know, really characteristic of this guitar player, pulling and picking some of these ideas within these scale shapes. Again, very innovative, very, very innovative for the time. And we're just scratching the surface, just really kind of scratching the surface, especially with this. So let's recap the licks we have so far. We have this open string business. Of course, we can do singles. We can do that too. We have this. That's down, down, up. We're going to incorporate a pull off. On the end a little bit. Again, we could go. Just another little variation of that. We took that and we put it into a pentatonic type of a format. Then we got out of that pentatonic format. So you can see what we're doing. We're combining all these things together. A little bit of the pentatonic approach, a little bit of the diatonic approach, that's staying in key, right? And using those scale shapes. So that's pretty cool. Thank you so much for checking out the lesson. I appreciate it. Inspired by, very much so. I will see you next time, nextlevelguitar.com. Thank you very much. What do you think, Miles? Are you digging it? I think you're digging it. You want to help me out? You want to strum? All right, Miles approves, so I think we're doing all right. You know what? Yes, just hang out with me, Miles. All my videos are better when you're here. See? There we go. It's a family program over here. It's a family program, and every good hero has his own mascot.